Imagine a man whose name resonates with freedom, resilience, and hope. That man is Nelson Mandela. An icon of human rights, Mandela, hailing from the humble Mvezo village in South Africa, fought tirelessly against the oppressive apartheid regime. His life story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a story of courage in the face of adversity, and a long walk to freedom. In this video, we journey through Mandela's life, from his early days of activism to his international advocacy against apartheid. We'll explore his 27 years of imprisonment that fortified his resolve and his triumphant release that sparked worldwide celebration. Through it all, we'll see Mandela's unwavering commitment to freedom, equality, and reconciliation, a commitment that would forever alter the trajectory of South Africa and the world. Join us as we delve into the remarkable journey of Nelson Mandela, a journey that changed the course of history. Born in a small village in South Africa, Nelson Mandela's journey to becoming a world-renowned figure began quite humbly. His birthplace, Mvezo, was a tiny rural hamlet, where he was born into the Thembu royal family in 1918. Raised among the green hills and clear streams, young Mandela was initially known as Rolihlahla, which intriguingly translates to troublemaker in Xhosa. In his youth, Mandela was deeply influenced by the tales of valor from his ancestors' resistance to colonialism. These stories planted the seeds of activism in his heart. His education at the Clarkberry Boarding Institute in Healdtown, a Methodist secondary school, further broadened his perspective, exposing him to different cultures and ideologies. The turning point came in 1940, when he was expelled from University College of Fort Hare for participating in a student protest. This event was a catalyst, propelling Mandela into the world of activism. He fled to Johannesburg, escaping an arranged marriage and seeking a different life. In Johannesburg, Mandela encountered a stark contrast to his rural upbringing. The city was a hotbed of political dissent, and the racial injustices he witnessed there stoked his desire for change. He joined the African National Congress in 1944, marking his formal entry into politics. During this time, Mandela also met other like-minded activists, including his future wife, Evelyn Mace, and Walter Sisulu, who would become a lifelong friend and comrade. Their collective passion for racial equality and social justice was the foundation of their fight against apartheid. In the early 50s, Mandela rose through the ranks of the ANC, eventually becoming a key player in the organization. His involvement in the Defiance Campaign in 1952 and the adoption of the Freedom Charter in 1955 were pivotal moments in his journey, cementing his role as a leader in the fight against apartheid. These early experiences shaped Mandela, steering him on a path that would lead to a global stage. This humble village boy would grow up to become a beacon of hope and resilience, his life serving as an enduring testament to the power of conviction and the pursuit of freedom. Mandela understood that the fight against apartheid couldn't be won alone. Indeed, his struggle was not just a national issue, it was a global concern about human rights and freedom. This understanding fueled his tireless efforts to garner international support and awareness for the anti-apartheid movement. He traversed continents, from Africa to Europe, Asia to the Americas, sharing the harsh realities of life under apartheid. He met with world leaders, diplomats, and influential figures presenting the case for sanctions against the South African government. His eloquent speeches and sheer determination were instrumental in rallying the international community to stand against this unjust system. His travels were not without risk, yet he faced them unflinchingly. To Mandela, every meeting, every handshake, every speech was an opportunity to chip away at the seemingly insurmountable wall of apartheid. He knew that each voice added to the chorus of condemnation would amplify the call for change. But Mandela was not just advocating for policy change, he was also a beacon of hope and resistance for millions around the world. His resilience in the face of adversity, his refusal to bow to oppression, made him an icon. His name became synonymous with the struggle for freedom and equality. He was a living testament to the power of resistance and the unyielding human spirit. In essence, Mandela's international advocacy was a strategic and heartfelt campaign for global intervention. He used his platform to expose the brutalities of apartheid and to galvanize global support for its demise. He understood that the fight against apartheid was a fight for all who believed in human dignity, freedom, and equality. His tireless advocacy work saw the international community imposing sanctions against the apartheid regime, leading to its eventual collapse. Mandela's voice, his story, his struggle, resonated across borders, languages, and cultures. He was not just South Africa's hero, he was, and still is, a global symbol of resistance. His voice echoed far beyond the borders of South Africa, drawing the world's attention to the horrors of apartheid. His international advocacy was a critical component of the long walk to freedom, a journey that changed not just a nation, but the world. In 1962, Mandela's fight for freedom took a drastic turn when he was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment. The walls of a prison cell could have been the end of the journey for many, but not for Nelson Mandela. He was confined to the limestone quarry of Robben Island, a stark, isolated place off the coast of Cape Town. The harsh labor, brutal conditions, and the blinding glare of the sun on the quarry's white surface were designed to break the strongest of spirits. Yet Mandela, instead of breaking, found strength. He found resilience. Mandela spent 27 long years behind bars, most of them in a small cell with no bed or plumbing. It was a grueling existence, marked by hard labor during the day and long, lonely nights. His eyesight was permanently damaged by the glare of the sun on the limestone. He was allowed a single visitor a year for just 30 minutes, and he could write and receive one letter every 6 months. Yet, in the face of such adversity, Mandela's resolve did not waver. Instead, he used his time in prison to continue his education, earning a Bachelor of Laws degree via correspondence. He transformed the quarry into a makeshift classroom, fostering debate and intellectual growth among his fellow prisoners. It was a testament to his unyielding spirit, his commitment to the struggle for freedom and equality. Mandela's imprisonment was not just a test of his endurance, but also of his leadership. He remained a symbol of resistance, his name whispered in hushed tones, his spirit echoing in the hearts of those who dared to dream of a free South Africa. His words, smuggled out from the confines of his cell, continued to inspire the fight against apartheid. And as the years turned into decades, his story spread beyond the borders of South Africa, igniting a global call for his release. His struggle was not in vain. His resilience, his unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom became a beacon of hope for millions around the world. Even behind bars, Mandela remained a beacon of hope, his spirit unbroken. The world watched in awe as Mandela walked out of prison in 1990, a free man after 27 years. This was a historic moment that sent waves of joy and celebration across the globe. Mandela's unwavering spirit and resilience had not only endured the harsh confines of the prison but had also managed to rise above them. His release was a testimony to the triumph of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for millions, and a strong message to oppressors everywhere. But Mandela's journey was far from over. The prison gates had opened, but the bigger challenge lay ahead: the dismantling of apartheid. With a steadfast commitment to his cause, Mandela set about this task with remarkable fortitude. He navigated the complex political landscape, advocating for equality and justice, fostering reconciliation, and laying the groundwork for a democratic South Africa. His journey beyond the prison was marked by his tireless efforts to unify a deeply divided nation. Mandela's leadership during this period was a blend of grace and grit. He was an embodiment of forgiveness, choosing reconciliation over revenge, unity over division, and love over hate. Mandela's release was indeed a triumph, but it was just the beginning of a more significant victory: the victory of a nation over a brutal system of segregation. The triumph was not just Mandela's, but belonged to every South African who had yearned for freedom and equality. Mandela's release marked a new chapter, not just for him, but for South Africa and the world. Mandela's legacy extends far beyond his life. His journey from a small village in Mvezo to becoming South Africa's first black president is a tale of resilience, courage, and an unwavering commitment to justice. It's a story that has inspired millions and continues to inspire the world to this day. As the leader of a nation transitioning to democracy, Mandela wove a fabric of unity from the threads of a divided society. His presidency was marked not just by political change, but also by a profound social transformation. The birth of a new South Africa, a rainbow nation, was no easy feat. Yet Mandela navigated these turbulent waters with grace, wisdom, and an indomitable spirit. But his legacy extends beyond the borders of South Africa. His life story has become a beacon for those fighting against injustice worldwide. From the streets of Hong Kong to the Black Lives Matter movement, his words and actions continue to inspire those who believe in the power of peaceful protest and the necessity of equality for all. Mandela's legacy is not confined to the annals of history. His message of hope, resilience, and the power of forgiveness remains relevant in our world today, a world that still grapples with inequality and injustice. His life serves as a blueprint for those who dare to dream of a better, fairer world. Mandela's story remains a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of resilience and the enduring spirit of humanity.